What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video. And today we're taking a look at Hottoys Collectables, something that we haven't taken a look at before. Well, we have taken a look at it before, but not in a while. So we are starting off with Star Wars. We have another Ahsoka Tano figure. However, this one is in her white suit at the end of the Ahsoka series. I haven't watched Ahsoka, and I'm not planning on watching it. However, I do know she does get her white suit towards the end of the series. Here she is with her alternate facial expression. I do believe she gets 2 to 3 here, and you can swap them out at will. You can also swap out her hands between her fists, an open hand and one to hold a lightsaber, and I think this is really cool. The clothes are made out of actual material that the clothes would be made out of, which I think is really high quality. The plastic is really high quality. It is so detailed as well. It looks like the actor. It looks like Ahsoka from the series. It is literally a scale replica, a 1:6 replica. So it is scaled down to about 6 of their actual size, which is 30 to 40 to 50 centimeters tall. And here she is stood next to her best friend as well. Moving on to the villain of the series, Grand Admiral Thrawn, a character I'm not too familiar with because I don't watch Rebels. But here she is, and here he is, sorry. And each one of these figures has 22 points of articulation at the neck, at the shoulder, elbow, wrist, sometimes fingers, at the chest, at the waist, at the top of the thigh as well, I do believe, at the knee, at the foot, and maybe at the toes as well. But he does have some alternate hand molds, and I only think he has one facial expression. I could be wrong, he could have multiple, but the clothes cover the joints, and the clothes are like the stretchy fabric, so you can sort of pose him how you want, and it won't rip, and it won't feel tight, and it looks so cool. And I like it when they do this technique where they hide the joints, because it just makes the figure look a lot higher quality and a lot like the actual character without being put off by the joints. And they do this well with like the Spider-Verse ones and the Spider-Man ones in general, because he's wearing like the morph suit, the sort of tight suit, so it covers the joints fairly well and doesn't leave anything too much to show. And I really want to get the Spider-Man ones. I want to get Hobie Brown, I want to get Prowler Miles, and I also want to get Miles from the Spider-Man PS4 game, sorry. I also want to get Venom as well. Those are like my top 4 Hottoys Collectables figures. We also have 2 other, I forgot what they're called, Invigilators, Inquisitors, that's it. Not the Invigilators, Inquisitors. We have 2 of those, one with a helmet and a double-edged sword, and the other one is like the white head guy with the red sort of lines on him. I'm not too familiar with these 2. I did watch Kenobi, so I do know who they are, but I'm not too familiar with this one here. I do believe he was in Ahsoka, and pretty much all of the Inquisitors sort of died before the first movie came out. So throughout all these series, before they meet Luke Skywalker, I'm pretty sure all of them will die. We also have the second Inquisitor coming up here, but again, these are so incredibly detailed, but they're just characters that I don't really care about, and I don't think have a high enough sort of fan base to resort to these figures. These figures are like £200 to £300 each, which is so incredibly expensive. So whoever's collecting every single one of these is an absolute madman and must be earning so much money to be able to afford these, or maybe they're just not paying for food. I do want to get some of these, but I just cannot afford it with my current state or how I am sort of, how much money I'm earning right now. I have so much other stuff that I need to pay for, so I just can't justify being able to collect these or buy any of these at this moment in time. If I could, I would, I would, but there is other things that require my time and money rather than some pieces of plastic. But I still think they look cool. I do want to talk about them as and when they come out. We do have some John Wick ones coming out as well, with our main man John Wick here for John Wick 4, and I think this one looks absolutely incredible. I love Keanu Reeves, and I think his character here is insane. I haven't seen John Wick 4, but you bet when I do there will be a film review on it, and here is John Wick with his arsenal of weapons. He is wearing an actual mini tuxedo, and he has like nunchucks and guns, swords, all these different weapons that John Wick would need, and his hair mold is so incredible. Keanu Reeves is such a good actor. and I want to get this figure. His face mold is so cool and so accurate to John himself. It is just spectacular, and I cannot help but think this is one of the best figures that they've made so far, and definitely making it into my top 5 of the ones I want, with Miles, Venom, Hobie, and Prowler Miles. It's not just John Wick that we're getting. We are getting the main enemy, the main villain from John Wick 4. I don't know his name. I haven't seen John Wick 4, but I don't think he has that big of a following to deserve a figure. I don't know why they made this guy as a figure. He's only been in John Wick 4 as and when I know. I'm not too sure if he's been in any other John Wick film, but he also comes with a cane and a gun, which I think is quite interesting. A pretty bold choice of weaponry here. John Wick obviously has a bigger arsenal with his nunchucks, sword, and his sort of like AK as well. But his suit isn't as good as John Wick's, and he does only have one face mold with the glasses on. You don't really see him without his glasses here, which is a little bit of a shame. It would have been nice to have a little bit of variety for this figure, but I don't think I see this one being sold that well compared to the others. I think John Wick is going to sell out faster than this one, and plus there is also a limited supply of these figures. They're not like infinite, they're not like mass made, not batch produced. There's like a little amount of these figures. He also has a stand. But normally with toys and collectibles, they're like mass made. With Lego sets, they are mass made because, like, you know, they make loads, so everybody has one. Everyone can buy one and get it if they want it. Whereas these, they're not mass produced. They are too high quality to mass produce. So there is only like, 400, 500 of these figures out there in the world. We also have another League of Legends one. They seem to be teaming up with League of Legends quite a bit, and I do believe when Arcane does roll around in November next year, we are going to get a Jinx and Vi one if we don't have one already. Moving over to Marvel, with our one Marvel figure for this video is Gilgamesh from Eternals, and Eternals was released like 2, 3, 4 years ago. I don't know why they're making this figure now. Eternals did really shit, so I don't know why they're trying to bank on a Gilgamesh figure right now. I think it's a very bold choice. I'm not sure if they've done any other of the Eternals. I know they did Athena a couple of months back, and I think they have Icarus as well, and maybe Sprite too. But I'm not sure if they have any of the others. I think it's a very bold choice to leave it this long after the films come out, and leave it to a shit film as well. I have seen the Eternals. I think it's a decent film. I don't think it is as shit as everyone says it is. But again, the majority of people say this film's shit, so I don't see the highest sort of demand for this figure. I'm trying to sell some Lego for the Eternals because I don't want it anymore. So, and I'm struggling to sell that. So a company trying to sell a Gilgamesh figure is very bold of them. I will give them that. However, I will give them Gilgamesh is one of the better characters from that film. So you never know. But other than that, hope you all enjoyed. See you all next one. Have a nice day and goodbye. Stay home and stay safe. And I'll try and keep up to date and not have a long video for you next time.